Recording in progress.
Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradari Jaya Girivaradari Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Kandaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jaya Om Ajnanatimmirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Mulitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Hare Krishna, dear Prabhuji and Mataji, Dandavad Pranam. Please forgive me, somewhere in my mind the time is sound like 7:30. So I'm so sorry. Let me open the verses, please. Veda base. Srimad Bhagavatam 8:12. I'm sharing my screen. Can you all hear me? Prabhuji and Mataji.
Yes, yes.
Yes, Prabhuji. So we are reading the 8th canto, right? And then just after the Mahavasvata Narasimha episode is also finished in Srimad Bhagavatam. Then Prahlad Maharaj has shown us at the end, the 4 ideal phases of family life, 4 ideal phases for spiritual life. And then Prahlad Maharaj has given a chapter on how to be a perfect human being. Then he started his kingdom, right? Then the Manus continued that. And the beautiful Gajendra Moksha also comes in 8th canto, like that. And then the harassment of, Dushkrutnam, the Rakshasas, grows to such an extent, and they all go to the Demi Devatas, all go to Krishna and ask for protection, right? Then there is a truce between Devatas and them, and they all come to an agreement. They do Samudra Manthan, right? While Samudra Manthan, many things comes. Even Lakshmi Devi comes from that. The Samudra Manthan result, At one point comes, the nectar that they are all looking for, and there are beautiful descriptions in this place, right? Samudra Manthan means it's a very huge ocean, right? Who will be the base for churning? Then the Lord again becomes so merciful. We have all seen in Mahavasar Narasimha. Srila Prabhupada in his purports talks about, cats and dogs. He say, don't work like cats and dogs. And he tells, don't be like a hog. People in general, even in Telugu, when they say, Are Pandi, they use the word hog or pig for actually very menial thing, right? And in our daily Bhagavatam reading, we are reading 3rd canto. There also, Kapila Devi is explaining to Mother Devahuti that, the person will be a hog in his next life if he develops the taste like that for dirty things. So the hog is compared like that lowly animal. But to protect his devotee, Mother Earth, the Lord becomes that hawk, which even a common man uses as a very lowly animal. Yeah. In this case, the Lord is becoming what? He is becoming the tortoise as a base for churning rod, and that Mandara Chala will that big mountain becomes the how you call that rod where you then the churning milk thing happens. It might seem when you read from top, the Lord is favoring only the devatas and he is deceiving the rakshasas. It looks like that. But there are many, many, many rules are set when this Samudra Manthan Leela happens, for which it's actually the rakshasas who goes against the rules, And like that happens, and Devatas again plead to Lord, and Lord takes the beautiful, beautiful young woman form. That is Mohini Murti form, right? Uh, then even in that case, once the nectar comes out, Amruta comes out, then the demons say all of it should be ours, and all this thing happens, and King Indra comes in and kills many demons there, and the Mohini Murti Seva. So it is evident that Prabhuji, Lilananda Prabhuji, Anekadashi, and yesterday Mataji very beautifully told that Lord Shiva was there and all the Devatas were there on Samudra Manthan Leela. Mataji covered so nicely. It so happens that Mother Uma and Shankara were invited by Lord Vishnu. And while these talks goes on, Lord Shiva asks Vishnu that, my Lord, we were so much attracted by your most beautiful form of Mohini Murti. So he requests him, can you please show us once? And I was reading through, and after listening to the Mataji's lectures, this part is like so bewilderment, even to talk about it, it looks like so deep topic. So I need your help, uh, you know, so we can probably just read on. I'm nowhere eligible to talk about these topics. So maybe we just Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji and Mataji, you can see my screen.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Then probably we just read through and see what Srila Prabhupada tells, probably instead of what I speak. So I need your help. First, I will read this verse and then probably you can help me reading. Yandra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Tasyaha karagra satukanduko yada gata viduram tamu anuvarjat striyaha vasaha sasutram lagumaruto harat bhavasya devasya kilanupashyataha. Translation. When the ball leaped from her and fell at a distance, the woman began to follow it. But as Lord Shiva observed these activities, a breeze suddenly blew away the fine dress and belt that covered her. Hare Krishna. So the Mohini Murti actually, has come as requested by Lord Shiva, and she was so happened playing with a ball, and Lord Shiva is looking at this beautiful form of the lady and getting bewilderment. Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, any one of you wants to read? Please, 24. If you want to read just translation and purport is also okay. You decide. Muralidhar Prabhuji, Satya Prabhuji, Rama Prabhuji, Kamya Mataji.
Prabhuji, can you read translation?
Yes, Prabhuji, please.
Thus Lord Shiva saw the woman, every part of whose body was beautifully formed, and the beautiful woman also looked at him. Therefore, thinking that she was attracted to him, Lord Shiva became very much attracted to her. Purport. Can I read, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji, please.
Lord Shiva was observing every part of woman's body, and she was also glancing at him with restless eyes. Thus, Shiva thought she was also attracted to him, and now he wanted to touch her.
Hare Krishna. Anybody wants to take the next verse, please? Okay, I will read if you want to read the next one. Translation. Lord Shiva, his good sense taken away by the woman because of lusty desires to enjoy with her, became so mad for her that even in the presence of Bhavani, he did not hesitate to approach her. Looks like while all this scene happens, Mother Bhavani, Mother Parvati is there only. Anybody wants to read? Ravachiranji Prabhuji, you want to read again, please?
Yes, Prabhu. The
Yes.
beautiful woman was already naked, and she saw Lord Shiva coming towards her. She became extremely bashful, thus she kept smiling, but she hid herself among the trees and did not stand in one place.
Srimad Bhagavatam 8.12.27. His senses being agitated, Lord Shiva, victimized by lusty desires, began to follow her, just as a lusty elephant follows a she elephant. Anybody wants to read, please intervene. Hare Krishna. Yes, Rama Prabhuji, please read.
After following her with great speed, Lord Shiva caught her by the braid of her hair and dragged her near him. Although she was unwilling, he embraced her with his arms.
Yeah, looks like Lord Shiva has got bewildered to such an extent, even when she was uh, not welcoming, Lord Shiva looks like embraced her. Okay. Srimad Bhagavatam 8.12.29 to 30. Sopaguda Bhagavata Karina Kariniyata Itastataha Prasarpanti Viprakirna Shiroruha Atmanam Machaivanga Surarshaba Bhujantarat Pradravatsa Pratushroni Maya Deva Vinirmita. Translation. Being embraced by Lord Shiva like a female elephant, embraced by a male, the woman whose hair was scattered, swirled like a snake. O king, this woman who had large, high hips was a woman of Yoga Maya, presented by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. She released herself somehow or other from the fond embrace of Lord Shiva's arms and ran away. Hare Krishna. So, yes, it's straightforward.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, can I read the
Hare Krishna Savita Mataji, Dandavad Pranam
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna
Thank you so
Prabhuji,
much for
Dandavat
joining.
Pranam.
And kindly forgive me, dear devotees, Prabhujis and Matajis, Dandavad Pranam at your lotus feet. Somewhere in my mind, the call was at 7:30, so I got a little late. Forgive me.
Hare Krishna. तस्यासौ पदवीं रुद्रो विष्णोरद्भुतकर्मणः प्रत्यपद्यते कामेन वैरिणे विनिर्जितः. Translation. As if harassed by an enemy in the form of lusty desires, Lord Shiva followed the path of Lord Vishnu, who acts very wonderfully and who had taken the form of Mohini. Purport also, Prabhuji?
Yes, Mataji, please go ahead.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Purport. Lord Shiva cannot be victimized by Maya. Therefore, it is to be understood that Lord Shiva was being thus harassed by Lord Vishnu's internal potency. Lord Vishnu can perform many wonderful activities through his various potencies. Parasya कृत्सक्तिर्विविधैव श्रूयते स्वाभाविकी ज्ञाना बला क्रिया च श्वेताश्वर उपनिषद 6.8. The Supreme Lord has various potencies by which he can act very efficiently. To do anything expertly, he doesn't even need to contemplate. Since Lord Shiva was being harassed by the woman, it is to be understood that this was being done not by a woman but by Lord Vishnu himself. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. How to understand this? It is so wonderful that for an external reader, it looks like Lord Shiva is becoming agitated. And there are examples, even when Durvasa Muni goes and he looks Mother Parvati sitting on his lap while discussing Srimad Bhagavatam. It looks like so bewildered for us, And for an external seer, Lord Shiva is like, what is this person? Why he has to, create Mayavada in the society, or why he has to, despite having the owner of the material world, why he has to sit in a smashana and put all these things. What kind of devotion is this? And what kind of people stay with him? All this, he's called Bhutanatha, right? We see this Virabhadra in the incident of Daksha Yajna. We see all these demons go and destroy those things. Looks like all the demons are with him. Why he stays like that? Why he confuses devotees? You know, of those who are on Vishnu Pata, why he has to create all these things, And even here, for an external reader, if not read carefully, it looks like it is Lord Shiva who is at the mistake. But from this purport, we can understand that it is actually not Lord Shiva, he's harassed by Vishnu. And Srila Prabhupada confirms very carefully for us that it is the Leela of the Lord, actually, right? To bewilder Lord Shiva. And why Lord Shiva does all these things is he actually asks Vishnu, my Lord, why do you ask me to do these things? Then he tells, Shambhu, it is you who can accept this seva. And there is no one else who can accept this seva. To be in a smashana, despite being owner of everything, despite having Mother Bhavani as a wife, who else can take this seva? So this is your duty, he tells something like that in one extent. Then it is Lord Shiva, despite being at that exalted position, is teaching us, the Maya Devi, Mama Maya Durutyaya, right? My Maya is almost next to impossible to cross. But there is one solution. Mamevaye prapadyante. Whoever surrenders unto me, Ayam etam tarantite. Those people can cross over easily. But there is one condition, they have to surrender unto me. So Lord Shiva is Vaishnavanam Yata Shambhu, his fully surrendered soul. When 1 crore verses of Ramayanam was given to us, he has given all of it, but just on request of Mother Parvati, he kept only 1 lakh verses. Then from 1 lakh verses, he has given all of them, but kept just 1,000. He has given to all planets that 1,000 also, Then he gave. There was only one verse left to keep for them, for Lord Shiva and Mother Parvati. Then she tells, just at least one verse, keep it for us. Okay. Then Lord Shiva is Bholenath, Bola Shankara, and he gives all of it to devotees, and they keep only 2 letters, Ra, Ma. And they say, whoever with this narration in mind tells one word Rama, that is equal to, reading the 1 crore verses of Ramayana, of Satyayuga. Like that, it is. Like that, Lord Shiva accepts these services from the Lord. He becomes a Kshetra Palaka everywhere. Lord Vishnu is there, right? in Tirumala when he comes as Venkateshwara Swami, and he becomes like Kalahasteshwara Shiva. Then when Lord comes as Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra, Maharani, Darshudarshan Chakra, 4 avatar form, the Lord becomes what? Lingaraja Swami. When Lord plays all his leelas in Vrindavana, as Sri Radha Krishna Bhagavan and Mahadev actually be in 5 places. Lilananda Prabhuji tells many times. One of the prominent ones we often go is Gopishwara Mahadev. Like that, wherever Lord Vishnu is there, Lord Shiva is becoming Kshetra Palaka. So it is also so nice that we revere our Vaishnavas so much. And such a Vaishnava, top of them, as Bhagavatam confirms, Vaishnavanam Yata Shambhu is Lord Shiva. So we have seen by the Alvars and that chain of Bhaktas who gave amazing lectures at Sri Lilananda Prabhuji's house, that they said the Lord is in the heart, right? And probably Shiva is also somewhere there protecting. So, like our Srila Prabhupada, we can have this reverence to Lord Shiva to be Kshetra Palaka and protect our bhakti for Vishnu. Okay, so here it confirms in this verse that Lord Shiva is being harassed as his play, as his Leela by Vishnu Bhagavan. And looks like the Mohini Murti, Mohini form has uh, got away from the embrace of Lord Shiva forcefully. Hare Krishna. Let's continue. Please feel free to talk in between, to correct me or add some comments. We can make it like a discussion that will be more happier. Okay, the topic is very advanced. So yes, anyone wants to take verse 32, please? Okay, I will read. You can take next one. Srimad Bhagavatam 8.12.32. Tasyanudhavato retash chaksha damog retasaha susmino yutapasyeva vasitam anudavataha. Translation: just as a maddened bull, elephants follow a female elephant who is able to conceive pregnancy. Lord Shiva followed the beautiful woman and discharged semen, even though his discharge of semen never goes in vain. Hare Krishna. Anybody wants to take 33, please? Okay, I will read.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, can I?
Yes, Amma, please.
Best wishes for a safe and happy yatra patam mahyam retastasya mahatmanah tani rupsya hemanscha kshetranya kshetranyasham mahipate. Translation by English. Ace Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. O King, wheresoever on the surface of the globe fell the semen of the great personality of Lord Shiva, mines of gold and silver later appeared. Purport. Srila Vishwanatha Chakravarti Thakura comments that those who seek gold and silver can worship Lord Shiva for material opulences. Lord Shiva lives under a Bale tree and does not even construct a house in which to dwell. But although he is apparently poverty stricken, his devotees are sometimes opulently endowed with large quantities of silver and gold. Parikshit Maharaja later asks about this, and Sukadeva Goswami replies. Hare Krishna, thank you.
Hare Krishna. So we all know where the gold is coming from now. Yeah, Lilananda Prabhuji, I remember explaining in one of his lectures, very long time ago. This is the source of silver and gold. Hare Krishna. Anybody wants to take 8.12.34, please?
Can I read, Prabhuji?
Yes, Prabhuji, please go ahead.
Saharit sahasreshu sailesu vane pumsa chuva yatra kvachan sarasyas tatra sanhito haraha. Following Mohini, Lord Shiva went everywhere, near the shores of rivers and lakes, near the mountains, near the forests, near the gardens, and wherever there lived great sages. Purport: Srila Viswanath Chakravarti Thakur remarks that Mohini Murti dragged Lord Shiva to so many places, especially to where the great sages lived, to instruct the sages that their Lord Shiva had come mad for a beautiful woman. Thus, although they were all great sages and saintly persons, they should not think themselves free, but should remain extremely cautious about beautiful women. No one should think himself liberated in the presence of a beautiful woman. The Shastras enjoin Matraswara Dutriva Naivikshkano Bhavat Balavan Indriya Grammo Vidvamsa Api Karsati. One should not stay in a solitary place with a woman, even if she be his mother, sister, or daughter, for the senses and are so uncontrollably powerful that in the presence of a woman one may become agitated even if he is very learned and advanced.
Hare Krishna. You know, the power of Maya Devi is explained here, that such personality as Lord Shiva can become at the beauty of a woman, what to speak of us, and Srila Prabhupada especially is such a merciful person, you know. He has designed a system even at this jolted world, which is where His Grace Narahari Prabhu explains the Vatavarana outside is like so much polluted, so much polluted that it's full of all kinds of smokes, all kinds of nonsense in the climate, and we are all breathing that climate, right? We are all taking that air inside us, and he tells that it impossible that we will not get affected, you know but Srila Prabhupada has created a house in which a devotee is carefully protected, though the world is so jolted and the weather is so bad, and if there is any time that the devotee can fall down, at every step there is a danger. But in Srila Prabhupada's house, from my personal experience, though there is an every chance for a person to go in all directions, you know, uh, we are protected by devotees. It is also looks like impossible to not breathe air. Is it possible we can live without air? So when we are breathing this air, it is quite so common that the pollution will go in. That will work on our mind. But it is then one person's intelligence that he puts himself in the association of devotees. That is the only way they can be saved. My Gurudev puts this analogy with the airplane. The airplane goes like this, for example, like 800 kilometer per hour, right? It goes like this. What happens if it goes to 700, 600, 500 kilometer per hour? Is it possible that it can maintain the height? It is impossible. It is obviously goes down, 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 and one day falls down. And this speed maintaining on the fuel is the association as chanting. If the association is not there, it is nowhere possible that the plane is continuing its altitude. It's definitely going down, right? And what is your fuel? And this 800 kilometers per speed of the plane is association of devotees. Or else, probably I can safely say it is impossible to do bhakti on your own. You know, if we were probably Prahlad Maharaj or Dhruva Maharaj, probably we would have been, doing any spirituality that we do. But after seeing this, Lord Shiva's example, that we can carefully think, are we capable of doing this? So how beautifully Srila Prabhupada has built, ABCD association. You take any sampradaya, you take any of the grantha, prabandhas they were reading, it looks like it's always the association and guru. And that Prabhuji, forgive me, I don't know his name, when he has given the discourse, it was like, you have seen this Mahavatar Narsimha movie, right? That in between, in the middle of the movie, when Prahlada Maharaja goes deep into the ocean, Lord Vishnu comes and hugs him and tells that you all praise me with great of the praises, but actually I'm your das. We all had tears when this conversation happens there. Then Vishnu tells that I'm actually your das. I am bound by the devotion of devotees like you, Prahlada, and we come to any extent to protect you. And then Prahlad Maharaja tells, hey Prabhu, मेरा दास कहे कि आप मुझे लज्जित ना करे, you are the supreme personality of Godhead. And then this conversation goes very deep like that. Same for us actually. When we go into association of devotees, you feel that much happiness, so the tears come out. That way we are protected in the association of devotees. And this Prabhuji was telling the same thing in so beautiful way. Okay, A, B, C, D, and do the bhajan, or chanting, bhajana kriya, japa, sing for the Lord, read Bhagavatam for the Lord, see chanting, japa. Lilananda Prabhuji puts it in very beautiful way that if you want to measure your spirituality, if you want to measure how much fever you have, you take thermometer and see 102, 103 I have. And if you want to see the progress of a child in his academics, you just ask for the progress report card and see, right? And how do we measure spirituality? How you are advancing? And the Prabhuji tells that, it is the quality of your chanting. How carefully you are chanting. Are you listening to what you are chanting? That is our progress report for our spiritual advancement. That is the measurement criteria, right? And D, take diet, Krishna Prasadam, A, B, C, D. Yes, slowly we should eat nothing but Krishna Prasadam. And if these 3-4 things are there, Srila Prabhupada is protecting us from the bewilderment. It is Srila Prabhupada's promise for all of us. You follow 4 regulative principles and do 16 rounds. I will take you to Krishna. Yes, why I was talking about this Prabhuji from Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya's lecture was this. And he told, if we follow these things, that Guru comes, takes us with his hand and leave to Krishna. In the recent festival on the Nandotsav on the hill, also Lilananda Prabhuji was making this statement. You help building this temple for Krishna. And Srila Prabhupada builds one house for us, all of us. Yes, so let us all contribute in whatever way we can to the new Bhavya Mandir that is coming up in Nalaganla, ISKCON Cyberabad, IVCC. So Srila Prabhupada is building one house for us, And yes, the pollution is there. It is going to go there, So the attacks from Maya are going to go there. But for an intelligent devotee, the best place is the lotus feet of the fellow Vaishnavas, his Shiksha Guru, right? Now stay there when the pollution comes. They are there to give us, make the environment where the air will become fresh, where all the mothers like Mohini Murti, actually we will be able to see, they are actually from forms of Vishnu, the Mohini Murti form is an incarnation of Vishnu. Hence, she is a mother, not just a beautiful young woman, right? So, in the process, we will get there. In the proper process, we will get there. It might also seem at times, so fallen. What is my mind? I'm looking at that beautiful woman every time. Dear Prabhuji and Mataji, His Holiness Swayam Bhagavan Keshava Swami Maharaj puts in this way. It's very good for devotees if the feelings like that coming to them. Now they feel so fallen. And how he puts it is like you are also doing these things before you become a devotee. You are also looking at beautiful women. You are also looking at movies. You are probably also eating all kinds of nonsense. But why you feel so fallen now? Why you feel, this is so sin now? Is because he puts a beautiful analogy. In a room, usually every day you live in the same house, a particular room looks clean only, right? And looking from outside, it looks clean only. But when you come closer to that corner or the desk or your keyboard for that matter, when you come closer and you look, there is dust. We see, though the room looks every day clean, you go to the corner and see, you find some dirt and feel, hey, it is not so good. It is dirt. And we are at that phase. When we become a devotee, we slowly continue being a devotee and we see the dust in our heart. It was there before also, but now we are seeing it. And that's actually a very good thing. We are seeing the dirt. And when you see the dirt, what you do in your room, actually, you just take a kapda leke clean karte hai. So now we are seeing the dirt in it was all along for many, many, many janmantaras, But now we are seeing it, which is a good thing. Cleaning may take a little process, but at least we see it. So we feel so fallen. And let us put ourselves in the association of devotees and let them take care of us. They are all representatives of Srila Prabhupada, who mercifully came into our lives to protect us. So, and our Lilananda Prabhuji also puts it so beautifully in one place. I once went to his house when I was living in Norway, and there were a group of 3-4 of us, beautiful, beautiful Vaishnavas. I think His Grace Iyer Prabhuji was there. I think His Grace Akinchan Prabhuji was there. And we all went to his house and had a lunch. And he told one wonderful, beautiful thing. We were at last praying to the lordships there. Shishi Radha Gopi Vallabha Bhagavan Ki Jai. And then he was telling, my dear Prabhujis, let us pray. Probably not even for more, probably not even for more. And probably not even for less. But if he can keep all of us like this, that's good enough. We are going to Krishna. He tells this many times, Just keep us like this together, like one family. Then we are going to Krishna. He tells. That made so much sense to me. And I reminded several times in my mind, that if we can be devotees like this, of course, it is also not so good that if you can do more, you settle for less is also not so good. But it is devotees who protects us is what I want to say. Anybody has any comments, corrections? Please speak up. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Kamya Mataji. You want to speak? Yes, Mataji, please unmute and Santosh Aditya Prabhuji. Yes, please feel free to make some comments. Did we read 34? I think so. Yes, it is showing the power of Maya Devi, It is next to impossible to, not bewildered. So getting bewilderment looks like a natural process, but how you are equipping yourself from such calamities is what we need to learn, right? Yes, maybe I read 35. Probably one of you please be ready for 36. Srimad Bhagavatam 8.12.35. Skanneretasi sopashyad atmanam deva mayaya jadi krutam rupo sreshta sanya vartata kashmalat. O Maharaja Parikshit, O best of kings, when Lord Shiva had fully discharged semen, he could see how he himself had been victimized by the illusion created by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Thus, he restrained himself from any further Maya. Hare Krishna. Purport. Once one is agitated by lusty desires upon seeing a woman, those desires increase more and more. But when semen is discharged in the act of sex, the lusty desires diminish. The same principles acted upon Lord Shiva. He was allured by a beautiful woman, Mohini Murti, but when his semen had been fully discharged, he came to his senses and realized how he had been victimized as soon as he saw the woman in the forest. If one is trained to protect his semen by observing celibacy, naturally he is not attracted by the beauty of a woman. If one can remain a brahmachari, he saves himself so much trouble in material existence. Material existence means enjoying the pleasure of sexual intercourse. Yan maitunadi gruhamedi sukham. If one is educated about sex life and is trained to protect his semen, he is saved from the danger of material existence. Hari Bol. And which educational institute, forget about teaching them, knows this science to train the innocent young souls into brahmacharis and explain the benefits of them. On the other hand, the entire educational system, the entire society is built in or transforming itself into such a way that the starting goal and the present and the future goal of a living entity has become to earn better sense enjoyment. Is it not? The target of IIT education is what? We see in all liberal universes across the world. Take it MIT, London College or IITs. What is the end target of IIT alumni? Is it to go back to Godhead? Doesn't look like. It is actually for better sense enjoyment. Just before the British arrived in India, or Mughals were arriving in India, it was said like 9 lakh Gurukulas were there. And when we see a product of one such Gurukula is His Grace Pranavananda Prabhu, right? That's what exactly Srila Prabhupada is explaining here. When the devotee or a living entity is trained properly, that is the result. And they know what needs to be done and what needs to be avoided. Yes. You see any of our Brahmachari Prabhus, the aura in their faces, the glow in their faces. His Grace Radhesham, you see when he sits on Vyasasana, you see the effulgence and aura that occupies His grace. You see our Chaitanya Charan Prabhuji. You see in his grace Gauranga Darshan Prabhu. You see his grace Pranavananda Prabhu. You see our Lilananda Prabhuji and our Pawan Prabhuji. Have you been in Pawan Prabhuji's lecture? BHL EL Ramalayam. And when these devotees, when they just sit on Vyasasana and start reading the mantras, there is a different kind of aura occupies that place, isn't it? Where is that coming from? Because of their strict practices.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. I kept a separate light for myself, Prabhu, behind. It's not aura.
Yes, Prabhuji, Radhesham Prabhuji, when he gives a lecture, we see the results. What Srila Prabhupada is writing is in practice there. It's not just text or paragraphs that are written in Bhagavatam. It is there for us to see and experience. And when Lord Ramachandra and Lakshmana goes in the forest in search of Mother Sita, right? Lakshmana asks Lord Ram, when they go to a specific Maharshi's, I forgot his name. They go to sage's ashram, and there are like deers and tigers side by side, and there is some big kind of lighting goes on above his ashram. Then Lakshmana asks Lord Ramachandra, Bhaiya, we are meeting thousands of devotees, thousands of thousands as Mahatmas, sages in this forest, and we don't even remember 10% of their names, and this sage looks like so special. It is the nature is acting against its rules. The wild animal and the sadhu animal both are staying side by side. If we don't even remember the names of these sadhus, why are we even meeting them? He asks a beautiful question. And Lord Ramachandra gives a wonderful answer, which is so good. He tells Lakshmana, you don't even need to remember their names. They are like the sun. They are like Surya giving us Kanti. When you go below the walk in the sun, it is no way that you can escape the sun rays. They will come and they will give you. Actually, the sun is the reason for all living entities, right? Without sun, there is no rain, no crops, nobody can live. And you are taking that Surya Rashmi and it is becoming part of your body. And when these devotees, when you go into their radius of sun rays, you sit closer to these devotees. Like sun is, without asking you, giving his blessing and sun rays, all these sadhus, giving their jnana sun rays to you. They are becoming part of your body. So you don't even probably need to remember their names. I'm not saying it's not necessary. It's okay if you don't remember their name. But just being closer to them, you are receiving that blessing. That jnana kiranas, the sun rays from their jnana are coming into you. So how important is it to stay closer to a sadhu? Lavamatra sadhu sangha, we have a verse, right? So he tells, and that is why we are going to them. Just by staying in their premises, you are receiving blessings. You are receiving, the divinity into you. Like that. I lost my track, what I was talking about. Yes, the training. So it is there for us to see. So we are so fortunate we have this education, and talking about our children's future. Is it not bewildering to all of you, for all of us, how they can be protected? And Lilananda Prabhuji puts in his classes many times. He looks at the struggling souls with so much compassion. He tells in his classes that they're struggling souls. They're innocently struggling souls. He puts it that way. So we getting trained in this, and we ourselves, practicing a little bit on these topics might help our children to very great extent. It looks like that, no? One Prabhuji was asking Srila Prabhupada, Prabhuji, my children are so naughty. They are not listening to me. I tell them many examples from Shastra. I shout at them not to do this, but they still don't listen. It has become impossible for me to take care of them. Then, Srila Prabhupada replies in his base tone, you don't tell them, nobody will ever learn by listening to you. You show how to live, They have become like that because you are like that. Mama, Papa is like that. You practice the spiritual life. You show as an example, and then they will see you and become devotees. Nobody ever listens to your words and become a devotee. They see you how you are in practice and they become like you. So we have read the Srila Prabhupada quote 2 days ago also, right? That if you cannot deliver the children from the clutches of Janana Marana Chakra, better you don't produce any children, right? So it's that serious. When I received the instruction from His Holiness Swayam Bhagavan Keshava Swami Maharaj, and he said, Bhaiya, you want to do some preaching in the village, you want to do some preaching here, there, that's all okay. You change the world later, but your immediate task is to deliver your 2 sons. First preach to 2 sons of yours. That is your greater responsibility. Then think about the outside world. It tells like that. Okay, we continue. I think we need to do until 8:15 now. We have some more time. Hare Krishna. Anybody wants to read, please? 36.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Dandavat
Yes,
Dandavat
Amma, please. Dandavat Pranam Mataji.
36. Text 36. Athavagata mahatmya atmano jagadatmanah aparigneya viryasya namene taduhadbhutam. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. Thus, Lord Shiva could understand his position and that of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who has unlimited potencies. Having reached this understanding, he was not at all surprised by the wonderful way Lord Vishnu had acted upon him. Purport. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is known as all-powerful because no one can excel him in any activity. In Bhagavad Gita 7.7, the Lord says, Matta parataram namyat kinchidasti dhananjaya. O conqueror of wealth, there is no truth superior to me. No one can equal the Lord or be greater than him, for he is the master of everyone. As stated in Chaitanya Charitamrita 5.142, Ekale Ishvara Krishna Ara Sabhabhritya. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, is the only master of everyone, including even Lord Shiva. What to speak of others? Lord Shiva was already aware of the supreme power of Lord Vishnu, but when he was actually put into bewilderment, he felt proud to have such an exalted master. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Mattha parantaram nanyat kinchidasti dhananjaya. Mai sarvam idam krotam sutre mani gani eva. 7.7, O conqueror of wealth, there is no truth superior to me. Everything rests upon me. As pearls are strung on a thread, so everything is resting upon Lord Vishnu. And what is the feeling of Lord Shiva here? He's feeling good. Not because he was bewildered, but because he was having such a spiritual master as Lord Vishnu. Right? So the problems are probably there. But our greatest fortune is that we will be protected by our spiritual master. Right? That is our blessing. This is so nice at the end. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, is the only master of everyone, including even Lord Shiva. What to speak of others? Lord Shiva was already aware of the supreme power of Lord Vishnu. But when he was actually put into bewilderment, he felt proud to have such a spiritual master. So the greatness is not the power of you encountering all the problems. The greatness is the mercy of your spiritual master. Right? He will protect us. Hare Krishna. Anybody wants to read 37, please? We have few more minutes.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Santoshatha Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Am I audible?
Yes, Prabhuji. Clear.
Tam aviklavam avridam alakshya madhusudana uvacha parama prito vibrata swam paurusham tanum. Translation purport by Divine Grace, Lexi Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. See Lord Shiva unagitated and unashamed. Lord Vishnu, Madhusudana, was very pleased. Thus he resumed his original form and spoke as follows. Purport. Although Lord Shiva was aghast at the potency of Lord Vishnu, he did not feel ashamed. Rather, he was proud to be defeated by the Lord Vishnu. Nothing is hidden from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, for he is everyone's heart. Indeed, the Lord says in Bhagavad Gita 15:15, Sarvasya chaham hrudi sannivisho matta smritirjnanam apohanam cha. I am seated in everyone's heart, and from me comes remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. Whatever happened had taken place under the direction of Supreme Personality of Godhead, and therefore was no cause to be sorry or ashamed. Although Lord Shiva is never defeated by anyone, when defeated by Lord Vishnu, he felt proud that he had such an exalted and powerful master. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Same thing is told again. Prabhuji, you want to say something, please?
No, Prabhuji, please continue.
Santosh Aditya Prabhuji, one such devotee, he constantly puts on efforts in creating SSR batch and preach in that part of Hyderabad, ACIL. It is so amazing. So the greatness or badness is not of our bewilderment or falling for material things at times, but the greatness is the power of our exalted and powerful spiritual master and his protection on us. Right? Same thing is then actually Lord Shiva didn't feel ashamed, but he was feeling proud because he has a protector like Vishnu. So we should also be and feel the protection of the strong kavacha by Srila Prabhupada and Parampara. Hare Krishna. Anybody wants to read 38th shloka, please? Then I will take it. Shri Bhagavanu Vacha Dishtatvam Vibhuta Sreshta Swamnishtama Atmana Sthita Yanme Stri Rupaya Swairam Mohitopi Angamayaya. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, O best of the demigods, although you have been amply harassed because of my potency in assuming the form of a woman, you are established in your position. Therefore, may all good fortune be upon you. Hare Krishna. See how merciful the Lord is. The Lord is sharing to the Shiva or Mahadeva, amply harassed. Now the statements by Lord Vishnu is like, so Leela Purushottamna, amply harassed. He is satisfied by enough harassment to Lord Shiva in a play mode purport. Since Lord Shiva is the best of the demigods, he is the best of all devotees. Vaishnavanam yata shambhuhu. His exemplary character was therefore praised by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who gave his benediction by saying, may all good fortune be upon you. When a devotee becomes a little proud, the Supreme Lord sometimes exhibits his supreme power to dissipate the devotee's misunderstanding. After being amply harassed by Lord Vishnu's potency, Mohini Murti, Lord Shiva resumed his normal, unagitated condition. This is the position of a devotee. A devotee should not be agitated under any circumstances, even in the worst reverses, as confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 6.22. Yasmin sthito no dukkena gurunapi vichalyate. Because of his full faith in the Supreme Personality of Godhead, a devotee is never agitated, even in the greatest trials. This pridelessness is possibly only for the first class devotees, of whom Lord Shambhu is one. Hare Krishna. Yes. So, nevertheless, we should try to reach to that position. Anybody wants to read text 39, please?
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji, please.
Ono me atitaran mayam Vishaktastvadrute puman tam stan vishrajatam bhavan dustaram akrutatmibi. My dear Lord Shambhu, who within this material world but you can surpass my illusory energy? People are generally attached to sense enjoyment and conquered by its influence. Indeed, the influence of material nature is very difficult for them to surmount. Of the three chief gods, Brahma, Vishnu, and Maheshwara, all but Vishnu are under the influence of Maya. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, they are described as Mayi, which means under Maya's influence. But even though Lord Shiva associates with Maya, he is not influenced. The living entities are affected by Maya, but although Lord Shiva apparently associates with Maya, he is not affected. In other words, all living entities within this material world, except for Lord Shiva, are swayed by Maya. Lord Shiva is therefore neither Vishnu Tattva nor Jiva Tattva. He is between the two. Hare Krishna.
So special, only applicable for only one personality. Srimad Bhagavatam 8.12.40. Seyam gunamayi maya natvam abhibhavishyati maya sameta kalena kala rupena bhagashaha. The material external energy Maya who cooperates with me in creation and who is manifested in the three modes of nature will not be able to bewilder you any longer. So once you pass the test and the protection of the Lord is fully there, he is telling purport. When Lord Shiva was present, his wife Durga was also there. Durga works in cooperation with the Supreme Personality of Godhead in creating the cosmic manifestation. The Lord says in Bhagavad Gita 9.10, Mayadhyakshena prakritihi suyate sa characharam. The material energy, Prakriti, works under my direction. O son of Kunti, and is producing all moving and non-moving beings. Prakriti is Durga. Srishti sthiti pralaya sadhana shaktir eka chayeva yasya bhuvanani bhivarti Durga. The entire cosmos is created by Durga in cooperation with Lord Vishnu in the form of Kala, time. Sa ishtakalola nusrija sa imalokan asrijata. This is the version of Vedas, Aitareya Upanishad 1.1.1 and 2. Maya happens to be the wife of Lord Shiva, and thus Lord Shiva is in association with Maya. But Lord Vishnu here assumes Lord Shiva that this Maya will no longer be able to captivate him. May we all get that protection from Lord Vishnu by reading such beautiful, beautiful session of Srimad Bhagavatam. That is the quota for today. And anybody has any question or comment, we can spend 1-2 minutes before we close the call. Anybody would like to share anything, correct if I spoke something wrong? If not, we will close the call here. Thank you so much for your association. Once again, I'm so sorry for being late.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for the wonderful class.
Kindly forgive
It's
me.
an eye-opener. It should be reminded.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you, dear Prabhuji and Matajis. So nice to have your association. Thank you for giving me at your lotus feet. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Tanot pranam dear Prabhuji and Mataji. Hare Krishna. See you all in.
Dandavat pranam, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Dandavat pranam Prabhuji. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare
Thank you.
Krishna, Dandavat
Dandavat.
Pranam.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Shilpa Mataji.